What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back. We have to just discuss the markets in general. This trade war is just getting crazier. And to be clear, guys, there is the real world, and then there is the stock world. And I say that because there's the tariffs. There's gonna be a real world effect, and then there's just a lot of noise, a lot of headlines that are coming out with it. For instance, there was a what was it, the cheese tariff? Anyway, there's just a ton of noise. So just to kick it off, we have to stick to the charts, and this does remind me a lot of the Rona. Now, if you guys were following me back then, I bought the absolute bottom of the Rona, and then it shot up, and I made a bunch of money, right? So I locked it in. I went short, and we kind of just went sideways, and I was like, no, I'm trying to go short, So I'm making some, I'm losing some, and I was like, whatever. Eventually, we got to just stick with the trend, and I went long. And so outside of that little hiccup, I bought the absolute bottom and rode that trend. It was the crazy 2021 trend, all the way up. And that's kind of what it is right now. We just didn't get the green day. We had CPI was a great excuse to send it up. We've got plenty of excuses where we should have seen and I say should have because, just the timing of it. Probably should have seen a relief rally. We're so red sometimes you'd see the rip your face off rally, and there is those are two different things. And right now we're just trending down. I've tried to catch this knife multiple times, again on smaller time frames. And don't headline read. Don't just click the thumbnail and read I'm bullish or bearish every day. I did explain that in the last video. Smaller time frame, I'm looking for that scalp to go long. Bigger time frame, we're going short. And I've been, again, if you guys also been following me, check the Patreon link. It'll be a top pin comment below. I bought puts, but we already locked those in. I was waiting for a green day. I bought August SPY puts, and they went up, so we just locked it in. At this point, I'm just gonna have to get in short, like because here's the trend. We really hung out here at this zone, and like if there was a space to rally this thing up, it was probably right here. So I guess for now, that's going to be the basis of this video. Is just if that trend, this is the 9 EMA. If we haven't even broken above that, kind of what are we doing going long? Yeah, maybe we got a little carried away, and we could probably maybe there's a scalp on the way back up. But for now, until we hit one of these zones, we got to just play the trend. Overall, looking at the dollar kind of turning around a little bit, which most of the time the dollar's going up. You'll see this go down. I do want to say, guys, if the audio is weird, I got the AirPods in. Mobile situation right now. I told you guys I'm on the road for a bit, so sorry about that. If you're new here, this is not what it normally does look like or sound for that matter. And the internet's I will say sometimes the internet's faster. Look at the U.S. dollar, Japanese yen. Shout out to those that are in my group. So they already went short, and I'd mentioned putting my stop right above the red wick. You just dodged that. Not bad. So if you're still short, congrats. I mean, that's for now. I would keep my stop there. Looking at the Bitcoin, hanging out yet again, just another lower high. I'm sure a lot of the bears are thinking that's a bear flag. If the market's going to continue down, I don't know why people would be buying Bitcoin right now. That to me is kind of a disposable asset kind of thing. So if you are a crypto nerd, like yeah, I like it, I buy it every week, but at the same time, why would that jump out? I will say XRP holding up a tad bit better, still creating that bear flag. Kind of jumped up, hit that zone. That's kind of where we're rejecting right now. So overall, I know some bankers were excited about that. Just be careful of your hype. You know. All right, the S&P we kind of barely touched on in the beginning. We're just trending down. We're hanging out at these zones. Maybe we play a game of the ping pong back and forth for a little bit, but then we're just right back down. So things are getting volatile. And like I said in the last video, if you don't think the volatility is there, go ahead and buy something without a stop loss. Go make it futures, make it interesting, and then shut your computer off for an hour and see where you're at. And that instinct right there, where you're thinking, no, wait, that's crazy. Yeah, that's the volatility you're sensing, and it's nuts because that next hour, this candle could be wildly green, could be wildly red. The thing is with these tariffs, we keep getting headlines that they keep getting worse. Like, oh, you're gonna do that. Well, we're gonna do. There's retaliatory tariffs. There's what we're gonna do back. It's and I called it in the last video tariff bickering, not a tariff war. A lot of stuff just kind of going back and forth. Uh, and that goes away. I mean, we will turn on a dime if they come out and say, I'm sorry, we're not going to do that. Let's come to negotiations. Let's have a talk. And Trump loves to do that. So that's why I say the volatility hasn't gone anywhere. Let's just check the VIX real quick before we get any further. VIX kind of hanging out. We had most of the down yesterday. Volatility of the VIX, that's coming down a little bit. So we're kind of just hanging out, banging. All right, now as far as the S&P goes, we're right there in the middle. So if market makers are going to rein it back in, I will say tomorrow's likely going to end at one of these lines. Market makers, they might just start delta hedging and bring it right on down to that 2 standard deviations, or they might not want to do any work, kind of bring that thing back up. Looking at the Nasdaq right here, I do want to. Sorry guys, we're going to have to delete these zones. They're speed bump zones. We can worry about them later. But right now, I just want to focus on the yellow. Personally, I don't have much stuff on my charts. All we did today was just really reject that yellow zone and come down. So if there's going to be a bounce, it's right here. Futures wise, there probably is a type 1 or type 2 play here if you're going to buy the NASDAQ contract. I would have my stop in the green pretty quickly because I would expect just that one bounce and then we hit it again. And surely enough, someone's like, well, we blew right through it. No, we didn't. We're probably going to bounce. There will be no more buyers and then we'll kind of come right through it. Looking at the expected move right here. Same story. We're probably landing up or down on that one. Jumping into Grandpa Daff. Bounce out of blue zone. We talked about this. Yeah, once that breaks, you might as well just be short this. This will likely just kind of remain in that situation. Just dropping down. I do want to. I went to a CFA event. So shout out to the people that were there. There was a tie. There were two groups that I actually really liked, and the tiebreaker for me was the one that had a sell rating on DraftKings. So if you are watching by any slightest chance, you were my tiebreaker because of the bearish call. And like I said, the markets were going to crash, melted down, but that did kind of bring it. DraftKings will be one that I do like later, so I'm keeping an eye on it, but it's probably going to get a little bit lower for me to worry about it. Uh, DraftKings, it's been one of my favorite for a while. If you've been on this channel for a while, you remember that I liked it way more than Penn National, which turned out to be awesome. So I know a lot of followers still watch this, but given the space that they're in, I'm not going to go too much into this. But early bird gets the worm, but the second mouse gets the cheese. And this might be a game of the second mouse, where they might be draft queens here in a little bit. DraftKings really sets the playbook up, and then someone comes in and just hits Control C, Control V. Thank you for your business. Because now we're going to offer if you give us $50, we'll give you 100 gamble. There will be zero loyalty. It'll just be an app someone opens on their phone. So on the fundamental side, they could be in trouble. On the trading side, I do still like them. One I'm very interested in right now actually is Hood. Now, the cheaper this gets, honestly, the better. I haven't sold any puts on this yet. We are going to talk about that in a second with my Tesla position. Tesla and AMD. Hood is going to be a no-brainer for me if it's down here in the 20s. I just don't see there's no reason to be really rushing to buy anything right now. If you look at the S&P as an overall indicator, we got time. There's no rush. Okay, we'll wait till the green candles come. Worst case scenario, let's say this is the absolute bottom, and this bounce is going to push up, hit that zone, pull back, make a higher low. Let's say it happens at this blue zone. You buy it at $38 instead of 36. But the amount of risk that you take on compared to buying in a free fall versus we've stabilized, so to turn this thing around, technically your risk is the same, but you just might be the structure of that risk. I think is different. Someone's going to say it's all I'm trying to disclaimer everything. I would rather buy the higher low later. Yeah, you're going to pay a couple bucks more, but I'm also not just going to buy and watch it drop a couple bucks in a few minutes. Although it's not off the table no matter when you buy, to be honest. So right now it looks like I'm just rich. So if you guys were on the last video, a couple videos ago, I'm doing a video every day. Love the engagement. I've said this every time. The more the engagement, the more these videos come out. So I love the comments. What you're thinking of the overall market, something you're buying, something you're curious about. I will read those questions and it'll be in the next video. Give me a reason to make another video. right down here, I had sold some at the money 220 puts for Tesla. Collected $8. That's $8 in the options world. It's $8 per share. So total, someone paid me $800. If Tesla is below 220 come this Friday at 3 p.m., so market's close for me, I will have to buy 100 shares. Either way, I get to keep the $800. So right now, I mean, those are actually down. I could buy it back to close. For now, I am going to go ahead and leave it. This particular one and AMD, anything I sell puts on right now, I will grab the shares. Last but not least, because my computer's screaming at me, AMD, I did sell some 95 puts for this week, and it looks like I'm all right. Sold some 95 puts. I bought some shares. I tried to get at 95. I just wasn't there at the time, so I ended up buying at 96. So that last add-on for now is up. Doesn't really mean anything. And the 95s, they're up. I will own more shares at 95 again Friday, 3 p.m. for me when the markets close. If we are there or below, I will buy more AMD shares. It'll be automated. I'm not going out here to click to buy. I forget what I collected to do that, but again, same as Tesla, I'm getting paid to buy AMD at 95. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to wrap it up here. I'll be back on the road. I will be back home Sunday, so make sure you're subscribed, and I will see you guys 1 hour after the futures open on Sunday to kind of see what happened over the weekend and where futures open up at. Have a good one.